Good evening, dear students. We'll start the program in a couple of minutes.
Okay, sir.
ಯಾರಪ್ಪ ಅದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷಾಯ ಕುಡಿ, ಗಂಟ್ಲು ಸರಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ.
Sir. Stop.
Sir, MKR sir, can we begin now? Raghavan sir, MKR sir?
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. Sure, yes, sir. I think we can, sir.
We also have the other teachers who have come, sir. Torgal sir? Torgal sir, please confirm.
ಸರ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ಈಗ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ?
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದೆ ಸರ್, ನಿಮ್ಮ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದೆ, ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಸಿಎಸ್ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು?
ಹಾ,
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ. ಅವರು ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಇಯರ್ಫೋನ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, very good evening, dear students.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Srihari sir? Srihari sir?
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Very good evening, dear students. It's a happy occasion for two reasons. One, all the hard work that we have put in together, it is now come to light where you have to, realize the fruits of it. And two, a sense of satisfaction for us as a team of teachers to have delivered this program for about 2 or 3 months. This program was very close to our heart because this was the first full-on crash course program that we have conducted as Gnanadhara. Though we as teachers have worked in various reputed institutes and we have carried out many such crash course programs, this is very, very special to us. Then probably, you are the only batch so far in the history of Karnataka CET who have got so much of time for preparation. I don't remember any other year where students got this much of time for preparation. CET started in the year 1992, and from since 1992, I don't think there was any academic year where students have got close to 16-17 months for preparing for this examination. That way you're lucky, but at the same time, if the exam keeps getting pushed forever, that also is not a good sign. So good that you're having CET. Closure is always good. Okay, so today's session is mainly to thank you all for cooperating so much in all our classes. You have been a wonderful set of students. Usually, we have chat with our colleagues who are working elsewhere, who are taking online sessions. They all keep telling us about problems. Students hag ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಈ ತರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. They will annotate, they share something without their permission. Okay, we have had absolutely no such problems. Most of you have been very good students, barring a few incidents. Most of you have been very good, very disciplined. Okay, and please carry forward the discipline throughout your life. Okay, so we are very, very grateful for that. So today's session is basically to thank you all, share our experience, at the same time give subject specific inputs for you all to take up your CET exam, which is around 3 or 4 days from now. The last thing that you should do now is lose confidence. Okay, so this is more of a confidence boosting session. And thanks for all of you for attending this session, though it was fixed on a very short notice. Let me also take this opportunity to introduce all the teachers who have handled classes for you for over 2 months now. First, let me welcome Dr. M.K. Raghavendra sir, one of the directors of Gnanadhara Edu Services, and he has handled most of your physics classes. Then let me welcome Professor Raghavan BR, who has handled chemistry classes for you. I would also like to welcome Dr. Srihari Torgal. Raghavan sir and Torgal sir are also part of the director's team of Nanadhara. Then we have Professor Anand, who has handled biology classes. So students of NEET must be knowing him. I would also like to welcome Marvin sir, if he has come.
Yes, come.
Marvin sir, if you
Yes,
can
come.
say a hi or a hello. So Marvin sir has taken physics classes for you. Then I would also welcome Mahesh sir. Mahesh sir, who has taken maths classes along with Dr. Turgal sir. Mahesh sir, ನಿಮ್ಮ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತಾ if you are in the meeting here? Okay, we'll in the due course of time we'll give space and time for all the teachers to address you. Okay, right. So this is the agenda of the meeting here. So let us start with Dr. M.K. Raghavendra sir. He will present a very small report, sort of a flashback as to what has happened in the past 2 or 3 months, and you know how well this crash program was conducted. So Dr. MKR will also give you certain tips on this last mile preparation for CET, and that will be followed by other teachers coming in, right? So over to Dr. Raghavendra sir.
Thank you very much, Sandeep sir. And I also heartily welcome Sandeep sir, who teaches chemistry. And you all know how well he handles the class and how systematic he is in the class. Okay, fine. Dear students, it gives me, in fact, immense pleasure to be part of this program. For me, a lot of students are from base Rajajinagar, to whom I connect very dearly. I was working in base Rajajinagar college when a lot of you joined the college at that time. So therefore, there has been actually a nice connect with both the parents and also the students. And therefore, a hello to all of you and also to the parents. The reason again I am feeling is like this is the farewell that I'm giving to all my dear students of base Rajajinagar. Apart from that, I also have students from Vidyavardhaka Sangha, where presently I'm involved in teaching. So again, hello to all the students of Vidyavardhaka Sangha. And during this, say, 3 months or 4 months of our, say, relationship as teachers and students in the crash program, I have become also pretty close to students of Mysore. Then there is one student from Mumbai, and I think all over Karnataka now. So a big hello to all of you and also to the parents who are present here. Before I commence this program, I thought it's actually important to mention that this actually is a lot of emotional connect with the student that happens in the crash program, number one, and also for me, because I know many of the students from the base days. Okay, so here the task that has been assigned to me is to actually take you all through what really we did in this, say, 2.5, 3 months in each batch. So I'll very quickly take you through this. The program actually started on April 6th. That was the first batch. Then that particular batch went on up to June first week. So that where we ended, in fact, the revising all the syllabus, doing the test, part test, everything by June 1st. And then the second batch basically was started on May 11th and then went up to almost July 18th. We started this second batch only after getting a tremendous response from the students. We started with around 20 students in the beginning. That was the first class, first day, first show, they say, no, that was 20 students. And then it went on to 150. That actually is an overwhelming number for a group which is only 6 months old. Now, at that time, we were only 3 months old. Okay, at that time, to repose actually faith in us and saying that, yes, you people can deliver, and therefore we are ready to actually send our students to your group, and students also willingly coming to the classes, attending the classes is a big encouragement for us. Dear students, like always the beginning of the schooling that you people had, no? When you joined maybe first standard, the first pat on the back by your teacher and the appreciation by the teacher matters so much, isn't it? In the same way for us also, in the first year, this kind of patting on the back and encouraging words from the parents and the students it has really given us a huge boost to go a long way in this particular path. Very interactive students, okay, in the class. Of course, there were many sessions where we were actually having monologue, where we just went on telling them about the synopsis and then telling them about what are the problem types and so on and so forth. But there were also a lot of time when we allowed them to interact, and they were wonderful in the interaction. Okay, so we had 150 very interactive students involved in the crash program. Now, many times we used to actually discuss and feel, should we really call it as a crash program? Because we have done it from almost April 6th up to July 18th. Okay, if you look at the number of months, April, May, June, July. So 4 months. 4 months is roughly, if you look at your academic calendar of something like 8 to 10 months. So 4 months means 40% of the total time that you have spent in the second year. We have basically stood with you and then taken you through the different parts of the syllabus. So maybe it may not be a right word to call this as a crash course. This was an elongated, say, program to help you all become better in the different subjects. We took close to 40 sessions in physics, chemistry, mathematics, and biology. Okay, I think if you go by your PU curriculum, physics course is 120 or 110 clock hours. This is 40 sessions. 40 sessions in our case is 1.5 hour session. So it's roughly like 60 sessions. So 50% of the time that the people take to complete the PU portions, we have done the revision. And Sandeep sir rightly put it, thanks to COVID, you got that kind of time. Initially, we didn't really plan for something like this. We thought we should actually complete it within something like 6 weeks or 7 weeks, but it went up to 9 weeks, and then we could actually thoroughly go through all the important parts. And every topic that we actually taught in the class was followed with worksheets. Okay, these worksheets were meticulously actually chosen one, where we wanted the questions to actually give you a sense of problem types that can come in each topic. It is not simply a large number of questions. It is a handful of questions which should give you an idea as to what are the different types of problems that can come. Plus, apart from this, we also provided you with a wonderful student app called Idea Board. This Idea Board app had 40,000 questions, and you could actually pick up questions from each topic, subtopic, and practice it after our, say, classes. Many of the students have told me that after the class, we have actually gone through some of these questions ourselves, sir. And then we found that in this question, this was the approach, but I couldn't actually get the answer, and the answer was different. So what do I do? So these kinds of discussion, in fact, told us that you people followed it up very well with this Idea Board. The right kind of tool with the right kind of students is going to really be a big enabler for preparation. So we could see actually that happening with our students. I'm so happy about it. Now, any program will be incomplete without evaluation tests. But this time it was a very peculiar one. For teachers, tests and examination without supervision is something that we can't even imagine. But this time it had to happen. We had to give all the tests online. Students sit in their house, and all the time that actually worried is this marks really their marks? Have they really done it on their own? Are they sincere? Are they faithful to the subject, to the test? Are these marks therefore a proper, say, reflection of their skills and ability that they have got over, say, past 2 years, and then also in our crash program? But when I actually inquired with some of the parents, they did tell me that yes, they were sitting very seriously and not really referring to books. Okay, and therefore we were very happy to say that we could accomplish lot of basically tests during this time. We kept 16 to 26, that's after the completion of the course, completely for what is called full length test, and that got over only in the morning today. And we, apart from this, we also had what are called as part test. Soon after we complete 3-4 topics, we used to actually have a test, and we used to call it as a weekend test. And in fact, we had 6 part tests for each batch. And if you actually look at some of the students took tests of both the batch, we allowed that to happen. So they have taken up to something like 8 or 9, 8 tests. They have taken up to 8 tests, okay, covering over different topics. This, remember, in each subject, like physics, there were 8 in total, physics, 8 in the same way for chemistry, mathematics, and biology. No biology there, sorry, mathematics. So if at least the students has taken the test belonging to his own batch, he would have taken 18 tests there, 18 tests, okay? And another one is, apart from this, we also gave the NEET tests, okay? Because a lot of students were also preparing for the NEET. And one thing that we did is, if there is a student who is interested in the CET, but not really worried too much about the NEET, but still we encourage him to write the NEET test, because there is physics and chemistry part in it. So if you write, it becomes extra practice for him, extra question that he has answered in a test environment, and therefore that would actually help him to prepare much better. So apart from these 6 tests in each subject, he could have written another 6 subjects. Many of them done that. Okay, so we used to keep it actually on 2 different days to enable students to actually write both the tests. NEET students could write CET tests, CET students could write NEET tests. So in all, there were plenty of tests that actually they could write and become confident. But the final one was most important. We gave 3 full-length tests in each paper. Okay, each paper, basically, each subject basically had 3 full-length tests. In physics, we had 3. Full-length meaning is that all the topics from the first chapter of first year to the last chapter of the second year was included in the test. So very similar to the CET test itself. But 2 important differences. Number 1, the level of the questions were intentionally kept a little higher. The reason is that the students, when they prepare for a little higher level of questions, then it is easy for them to score well in the final CET test. So whatever score that you get, you may actually end up getting another 15-20% more than what you have scored now, okay, in these tests. So there's a good possibility. The second difference, very, very important difference, is to actually make sure that they all are doing it in a quicker time. We didn't give them 70 minutes. We gave them only 60 minutes. But your KCET will be for 70 minutes. So we sort of nudged them to complete the entire, say, question paper in 60 minutes. Of course, you didn't have much to fill up, much to do, things like that. But still, that extra 10 minutes would always be helpful for you. That we removed and then only made you actually do it for 60 minutes and then get that more, say, confidence in managing your time. Now, we didn't actually leave this full-length test especially for you all alone to analyze. We followed it up with discussion. We made sure that all your doubts in the question paper was solved. We used to plan for 1.5 hours, but it used to extend to almost, say, 1 hour 40 minutes, 1 hour 50 minutes. But we were ready to do that. And we are also happy that the students interacted very well in those sessions and got the most of it. Okay. I'm very happy that at least something like 60 to 70% of the students actually participated in that. I would be happy if all of them did, happier if all of them did, but still in any crash program like this, you always have the students, in fact, number tapering off. But in our tests and classes, it didn't really happen to that extent. We were in fact fortunate that students came till the last day and then utilized the sessions very, very well. Okay. Now, I think I should really mention this to all of you. Sandeep sir did already. The teachers involved. Physics was handled by myself and also Marvin sir. Marvin sir, you know, is a wonderful physics teacher, a very nice man, very friendly man, and he always makes his classes extremely interactive. So thanks to Marvin sir, he actually helped me out in almost 50% of the portions in the second batch and almost something like 30% in the first batch. Okay, so he was extremely helpful, and also thank you very much, sir, for that. And chemistry, two really stalwarts, isn't it? Raghavan sir and Sandeep sir, both brilliant in their subjects and also experts in teaching you all for the CET and the NEET. Okay, I think the amount of say tips and the shortcuts they would have given in chemistry would have helped you to do that so very well. So in fact, thanks to both of them that they were available for these 150 students spread mainly in Bangalore and Mysore, but also all over Karnataka. Mathematics, I think less said, better it is for Dr. Srihari Torgal's classes. The love and the affection that you people have shown for mathematics class and also for Srihari sir is something which is immeasurable. He has been an asset to Gnanadhara. He has been, in fact, a wonderful maths teacher. And I'm sure that most of you would have started loving both maths and the maths teacher. He was ably helped by Professor Mahesh Kumar. Mahesh Kumar sir also taught, in fact, many topics for the batch 1 and batch 2. I think batch 2 he handled more classes. So thanks to Mahesh sir for this service, sir. I think students will be really in debt to you for your, say, help in preparing them for KCET. Biology, always, in fact, number of students who take biology part would be lesser. But these students thoroughly enjoyed the teaching of Professor Anand. Anand sir, in fact, took a lot of extra classes. I think there are two people in this group who took a lot of extra classes because they wanted to tell you more. They wanted to actually prepare you very well for the exam. One is Professor Raghavan, other one is Professor Anand. Anand also took a lot of extra classes because he told me that he felt that he should really tell you people more. So, and good that you could actually get the best out of Anand sir and then made him actually slog a little more for doing this. And needless to say, all of us are very, very happy with you people and the enthusiasm that you have shown in the class, after the class, coming up with your doubts, coming up with the required clarification, and we are happy also to do that. I think in most of the time, we were also responding it very quickly, okay? Because this is something which is important. To get a doubt itself is difficult. If someone has got a doubt that has to be clarified was our motto, and we could actually very quickly do that. And that is the reason why the doubts kept coming till the end. We are very happy for that. Okay, what did we do in the class? Most of the classes were divided into two parts. One is the synopsis discussion. All important ideas, formulas, concepts, quickly take them through. It's like a summary sheet. And this summary sheet, if you have maintained it well, okay, is going to be very helpful in the next 3 days. I'll come to that. So the synopsis can make a wonderful summary sheet. If you have done for entire physics, it would be around, say, something like 100, 110 pages, if I'm not wrong. I counted my notes, and therefore, similarly, your notes, if you count, would be around 100, 110 pages. Remember, this is all you need to look at before the examination. Then there were, second part of the classes were problem types, where we looked at what are the possible problems that you get and how do you really attempt, how do you really, the procedure for solving the problem was discussed in this problem types, followed by MCQs. MCQs basically were examples of the different problem types we did and also the using of the formula and ideas. So every worksheet and the solutions were provided to the students. Remember, students, these are your assets. Notes and the worksheet and the solution are your asset. Keep it in one place with you. Okay, notes you would have written down. Worksheet and solutions will be a soft copy. Keep both of them. This is going to be very handy for the next 3 days. So I'm going to tell you how to utilize this. Apart from this, all our lectures were recorded because it's an online class, so we could record all the classes. Some of them are available on the YouTube channel. So you can visit our YouTube channel, Gnanadhara Educational Services. You will find some of these lectures there. You can still, if you have some doubts in some part, you can go to that part and then listen to the lecture and see how the teacher is explaining and how the problem is done and so on and so forth can be done using this. Okay, I told you we did actually a lot of tests and examination. I would actually bring to the notice of the parents especially about the one interesting aspect of this program was actually giving the idea board. Idea board, it was an online test, and therefore once the test is over, we publish the results. The students could actually get to know their score immediately, plus also could know the analysis of the entire test, where the student has taken more time to answer, where he has taken less time to answer, what questions he could answer, what questions he could not answer, okay, what topics he has issues with, what topics he is strong. So both weaknesses and the strength were equally shown. And I want to actually show you just one graph in that, which I made for myself, because we also want to tell you that how this program actually go on. The actual testimony to the program basically were the final 3 tests. Okay, test 1, test 2, test 3 which were full length. Now you can see that initially physics actually was little lesser. The green one is the physics, but over the test 1, test 2, test 3, the performance of the students basically went on increasing. Okay, it was a tough paper. So in a tough paper, coming from something like 27 average score of all the students to around 31, 32 is a remarkable feat. 50% in fact averages in the CET is actually a good score, average score I'm talking about. So therefore there are a lot of students who scored above 50, many of them from 30 they went to 40, 30s went to 40, and so on and so forth happened during this time. Chemistry performance were more or less consistent. That graph in fact is a little misleading, but still it is telling you that it's around 30, 34, and then it came up to 32 average. So it's around 30s. So the important point to note is physics and chemistry are in 30s. But look at maths. Maths usually is a tougher part, but still our students are doing very well. It started off with 34, came down a little, but in the last final test, the morning test today, you all have scored extremely well in that. 37 is a very, very healthy score, which tells me that students basically are in the last say leg have really shown the mettle, and they have really done very well overall from the first test to the final test. In all the 3, physics, chemistry, and mathematics, the average has been more than 30. That's something which is very nice for a group. And in this, I have in fact good amount of statistics which says that in the last test, there are 7 of them who have scored more than 50 in 2 of the 3 subjects. Okay, more than 50. That's very encouraging. On 60, if they've scored more than 50, you all stand an extremely good chance. So make the best use of the next 3 days, and you can see yourself catapulting to getting a rank even within say 100 is quite a possibility for some of you. So mind you, that's possible here. Okay, I think with this, I would like to basically conclude the overview of this program, how it went on until now. But as a physics teacher, I would also like to give you few things. Okay, few tips. That's what the program is all about. What are they? Number 1. See, you have in fact 29 to 30th. 27 to 29th. So there are 3 days. I'll call this as 3 crucial days, not just for this year, but for your life. So take these days very, very seriously. This in fact is really called the last mile effort. Okay, what should you do within these 3 days? Go through the synopsis for all the topics. That's why I told you those 110 pages, go through one by one. You can start soon after this program. Okay, take physics, go through all the topics once through the synopsis. Synopsis is 110 pages. Reading that is not difficult at all. Okay, just go through that. Now, what is the advantage of doing that? See, for us, there are 2 memory slot systems. This is what, in fact, the psychologists always tell us. There are 2 memory slots with us. One is an active memory. Okay, the brain basically makes sure that if you want something for an urgent need, a lot of information is got into this active memory. It's like a RAM. If people understand the language of computer, it's like RAM. And there is another same memories location, which is for a long-term memory. Okay, where you just go and dump all the information there. To get the information out of this other memory, okay, is little difficult. It takes time, but you can recollect it. If you are given something like half an hour, 1 hour, you can recollect it. Like what you have studied in history in maybe 9th standard class, you may slowly be able to recollect it if you actually keep thinking on it for say half a day or something, you will be able to know when did actually Khilji came in or Vijayanagar dynasty started and so on and so forth. But there is another memory called as the active memory, which is required for day-to-day activities. Now, the going through the synopsis is going to bring that long-term memory into this active memory site. The moment you bring that into active memory site and keep it, all the information will be on your fingertips. You want the formula for the effective resistance of a parallel combination, you will be able to say. And what is the formula for the Poiseuille flow, you'll be able to say if you actually go through once before the examination. That is why it's important to go through synopsis before the examination or before any test that you do. So please do that before every test. Okay. Now in the next 3 days, solve at least one full-length paper per subject per day. It takes 60 minutes to solve a paper, and then another 60 minutes to analyze the paper. Okay. If you take the test using the idea board, which you can do easily, okay, idea board will be there with you till 31st, and therefore make the best use of it. Take a test from the idea board, then the analysis is simpler. It gives you the analysis very easily. Okay, it gives you the analysis very easily of the performance that you have done. Okay, the parents also can actually monitor this to help the students to get a little better feel. Students, take the help of your parents. You require that for next 3 days, emotionally, morally, and also academically. They are the ones who can be with you, help you out in actually reducing your stress level and also helping you to motivate for the next examination. Or you can do the previous year's papers. Some 5-6 papers, your papers are already there on the KCET website. You can pick up that and do it in 60 minutes and see your preparedness. Okay. So academically, these two you do it, but there are other things which also are important. Okay. Eat healthy. Eat only homemade food. Thanks to COVID, you can't go out. Wonderful. There are no eateries. Even if they are there, I don't think many of you, in fact, dared enough to go and do it. If someone actually has some ideas of eating pani puri or maybe some chat in the next, say, 3-4 days, please don't do that. First of all, it's risky in other times. Now it is more risky because of the COVID. Okay. Remember, you need to be very healthy to attend this test. Okay. No fever, no cough, no throat pain. Only then you'll be allowed into the examination hall. So therefore, you need to be double cautious. Don't go out at all. Okay. Make sure that you follow all the instructions that is required to be followed for this pandemic, for a pandemic situation. Be more extra cautious about it. Okay. I think you people have done until now wonderfully well. Okay. You had, in fact, the best coaching in the colleges. You also attended the a good, say, crash program for these days. You have done well in the test, and therefore think positive. Okay. Now, next 3-4 days are going to be crucial. Positiveness is going to help you a lot in making that extra, say, performance to come in. So there is no need to be negative at all. Whatever best you could, you have done it. Now you're going to actually improve that in the next 3 days by putting at least 12 hours of study time. The only 2 things that you need to do now is study, sleep, study, sleep, study, sleep. Don't unnecessarily lose on your sleep. 8 hours of sleep is definite, required. 12 hours of study time. Okay, keep away your mobile phones, keep away all other things out. If you want, actually ask your maybe brothers, sisters, parents to manage your mobile phone for next 3-4 days. Give it to them. Let them do it. Now, only if it is important, they will come and tell you, hey, there is actually a friend of you who feels that he has a problem in mathematics in certain topics and topics in physics he doesn't understand well. So can you help? Only such kinds of messages is fine. But otherwise, other than academics, don't even think of anything else. I know Sushant Singh is important. His film is important. But Dil Bechara can wait for another 3-4 days. Okay, it's free, and therefore you can watch it a little later. Don't get into those things at all. Okay, because you need to be more positive to attend the test. Don't get into unnecessarily arguments, say fights with anyone. Keep your mind very calm and very positive and cheerful for these days. so that you can do very well. In fact, you need to do that all the time. No, there's no point in actually arguing and then getting into all kinds of fights. This is something which you should avoid. Okay, don't even watch that Arnab's show. There's no point in doing that. Okay, you need to be more calmer, cooler, not get into any kinds of arguments over any topics usually, but especially during these days, don't even get into that. Okay, remember, examination is a celebration. Celebration not just of say 3 weeks or 4 weeks or 10 weeks or 1 month or 2 years. It has been a celebration of 12 years of hard work. If you look at the time when you joined the first standard to the 12th standards, 12 years of hard work. Okay, 12 years of getting into this education system. And here is a time that you can celebrate that entire thing by doing well in the examination. So please consider examination to be celebration. Okay, and then enjoy these 3-4 days, especially. Don't unnecessarily get into saying that, hey, what is this exam all about? I say, but no, this is something which is a celebration, which is telling you about where you stand as far as your training is concerned the last 12 years. Okay, this is something that I generally don't like doing it, but still I'm forced to do this, so I'm doing it because some of the students were asking persistently about this. I've been, in fact, a paper setter for, the CET in other states. Okay, in the neighboring states have been, in fact, a paper setter. Not in Karnataka, I have not done that yet, but in other states I have done it. So the instruction given to us is a very broad line of saying that there are 8 units in physics. Each unit basically should have these many questions. No one is going to say chapter wise what is the kind of question that you need to give and how many questions you need to give. There is no restriction. Go and check up the KCET website. They also don't give you a blueprint for this. So with this caveat, I want to tell you, still, if you look at broadly some 4 or 5 years of paper, this is the kind of distribution that you get. This is certain. First year topics, every time there has been 15 questions, 15 out of 60. That is 25% of the question come from first year topics. Okay. Then if you go to electrostatics, current electricity, combine that together, because there has been actually more say in electrostatics sometime, less in current electricity, but overall you can find around 12 questions coming in electrostatics and current electricity. 12 questions. Okay, keep this in mind. 12 questions. Magnetism and EMI, again, whole of magnetism have clubbed together. As I told you, AC is also included in this. Around 13 questions come. This is roughly an average. Okay, more or less you get this, but don't come and actually hold me if actually there are 15 questions from magnetism this year. Okay, but roughly this is what it is, 13 questions. Optics, not many, around 7 questions come. Okay, from optics, both put together, wave optics and ray optics. Modern physics, though communication has been left out, but still modern physics in fact has around 13 questions for you in the pie chart of physics syllabus. So 60 questions is roughly divided in this particular manner, but you can be sure 15 definitely come from first year topics. Another 45 comes from second year topic. This is the rule that they follow. In fact, this is done in fact in most of the other states also. Okay, but the mains and the NEET examination has 50% weightage, but other subjects in fact are always given different priorities. Okay, now I should come to my last part of the of this talk, which is to talk about priorities. Dear students, last 3 days, if you don't prioritize now, I don't think you can really do anything after that. Now, what are the priorities? I would like to talk on 2 counts. One is managing your physics. Other one is managing your overall time for these 3 days. Okay, I think you people have heard about filling up stones, sands, and pebbles into a jar. You are given actually a jar of a finite volume. Okay, let's say 1 liter in this case. Now, in your case, it's 3 days. In these 3 days, you need to now fill up to the brim all the things, sand, rocks, and pebbles. Now, what do you want to really start with? Okay, people have shown, I think there's something which all of you are very familiar with. If you start with sand, it fills up some gap, and then you try to actually put some small pebbles and then go to rocks. You will find that finally the rocks will not have any place to stay at all, because sand would have taken the place completely, say up to 1/4, and then after that the pebbles come and then the rocks on that. But if you go the other way around, if you basically first fill up all the big rocks and then put the pebbles and then go to the sand, you'll be able to fill up quite well. That is because first these rocks come in and then the small pebbles goes into the space that is available for it, packs it very well, and the sand comes in and then actually goes and settles down wherever there is space available for it. Okay, I think in chemistry they call this as closed packing. So the closed packing is possible only when you start with rocks. Now, in your analogy, in the last 3 days, you may be wondering what should be my priorities, what should be my topics which are important, and where should I really start with. For that, I showed you the pie graph last year. Okay, the pie graph basically tells you the story of the pie graph is this. If you want to score or attempt all questions, all 60 with confidence, I want to actually get a score around 50, 55. Then remember, all 25 topics are important. Okay, we have given you all the synopsis there. All topics are important. Go through all the synopsis and then do it. Maybe you can start with a weightage, have topics having larger weightage. Maybe start with let's say electrostatics, and then do modern physics, and then go to magnetism, and then do optics, and then do first year topics. First year topics are like sand. You can actually fill it up. 15 marks extra that you want, you can actually start looking at topic wise. You want, and also another good thing about the first year topic is every topic there is one question. Okay, units and dimension, vectors and errors, one question definitely. Okay, from which one it comes I don't know, but one question definitely from that. One question definitely from 1D motion. So this way, all chapter there's definitely one question coming in. So if you want actually after 45, if you want one more question, make one topic thorough. If you want one more mark, one more topic thorough. So you can basically treat that like sand and then make it actually settle down. Okay, I'm taking too much of time, I suppose. I'm not supposed to. Okay, then comes if you want only 45 marks, then forget about first year. Prioritize, do only second year thoroughly well. It's fresh in your memory. Do those second year topics thoroughly well. Case 3. If you want only 30 questions, I can only answer 30 questions, or I'm very good in maths and chemistry. Somehow make me get 30 marks in physics. Then don't bother yourself about all the topics. Only worry about electricity, magnetism and EMI together, and optics. Do this, you will get 30 questions. Okay, you can be through with that. Or choose magnetism and EMI, optics and modern physics. If you feel electricity is difficult, you can choose these 3 topics and do it. This is a worst case scenario. If you feel that I am not really sure about my topics, what is the first thing that I have to do? Do this magnetism, EMI, optics and modern physics. Then go to electricity if time permits. Then go to first year topics. Then you will be actually covering the things. So your big rocks are magnetism, optics and modern physics. Pebbles, electricity, and then sand will be the first year topics. Okay, fine. I think I've come to the end of my say discussion. All the best to the students. Do very well, and my best wishes for you for your tests. And many thanks to parents. Okay, you have supported us. You have trusted us, and I don't know how really we need to be in that. As I told you, these are the first say pat on our backs and then encouraging words from you people. We will remember this for a long time. Okay, thank you very much. And also very sorry from my side to my colleagues of Dhanadhara, because I took a lot of time, and also thanks to all the students and parents for a patience listening. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Raghavendra sir. I hope that was very informative for students, and that can help them plan better for their physics exam. As Dr. MKR sir was telling you, we grew from 20 to 150, and major part of that success should go to you students, because we didn't go for any marketing, no campaigning. It was just word of mouth publicity that you people gave, and you brought more of your friends. So a major part of that credit should definitely go to you. And we have also conducted such a program for Dayanand Sagar University, and we have been successful in reaching every nook and corner of the state. So our YouTube channel is reaching close to about 1,000 subscribers now. We are around 930. We require 70 more. So see if you can contribute for that. Now, let me request my dear colleague Raghavan sir to give you the chemistry perspective and tips
Yes.
related to exam preparation. Over to you, Raghavan sir. You can share your screen.
Thank you very much, Sandeep sir. And thanks, Raghavendra sir, for a wonderful presentation. And you have also made my job a little easier. Thank you. So fine. Sir, I'll share my screen. Dear students, I'll not take much time. So, of course, the time will go like this. You know, we were thinking that, examination will be postponed and all those things. And now examination is, within earshot. It is so close that, we don't have breathing time also. In this minimum span of time, the question would always be there. How to optimize the marks that we are going to secure and how to better the ranking. That is always there. Okay. So I'll just focus, my esteemed colleague Raghavendra sir has already spoken about all these things. I'll just brief up with respect to chemistry, I'll a little more customize. So last mile preparation, when I say that important chapters and marks distribution about the chapters of second year and first year. And at the end, I'll just brief up about exam etiquettes. Okay. So coming to the last mile preparation. So there is little requirement about extra mile for last mile. That means you need to put in little extra effort in the last these hours. Okay. So difficulty will always be there. We feel, yes, it is so hard now, but difficulty is like a cotton bag, a big cotton bag. A cotton bag looks very heavy, but if you start handling it, you can definitely lift it very easily. So it is always difficulties like that. So if you can think of some hard work, 2, 3, 4 hours is not the hard work. So what is that? It is around 15, 14 hours of a day is what is called as hard work. There are students who can burn out 15 hours a day. So you should all make up for that amount of work which is required. Okay. So make up your mind first of all. In the remaining hours, it is golden hours. You need to little more studious and committed, and don't get distracted. So make up your mind first and accept that these days are going to be working hard, and I am going to enjoy my work. Okay. When you don't enjoy your work, then only work becomes hard. Otherwise, it is just work. That's all. Enjoyable work. So you accept mentally, you fix it in the mind that yes, now on it is 14 hours, 15 hours a day. Okay. So no distractions, nothing. Plan your day effectively, make it foolproof. We'll plan, but it becomes completely, wasted. We'll take the break and that will only go on like that. So make it foolproof. Secondly, minimize the wastage and maximize the utilization of time. Wastage will be there. Be aware every minute, every second counts now. Correct? And each day, as I told you, 14 to 15 hours, so that 4 to 5 hours per subject per day. Okay. And this I'm repeating in all my classes. I would repeat, especially with respect to chemistry, it is more true. So there should be emphasis for revision. So what is revision? At the end of the day revision, or 2 days once revision, or before examination revision? No. Every 30 minutes, 5 minutes revision. Or if you think 30 minutes is not much covered, at least 1 or 10 minutes or 5 minutes revision. It should always be like that. Okay, always, every year, 5 minutes or 10 minutes revision. So that you carry every information along with you. The end of the day will be every day, every chapter of all the subjects. It should be like that. Okay. So then comes complete solving previous year question papers that you would have done by now. Our Idea Board app has a lot of previous year question papers, and you can definitely get it. If you have done already, then revise them again. Okay. Revision doesn't take much time, but it is very effective. Okay. Tired of doing 14, 15 hours a day? Then what is the energy booster? It is not the boost that is your secret now. What is that exactly? Foresee the day, perceive the moment. Which moment? It is that moment which makes your dream come true. Okay. You imagine that you are going to get a seat in very good engineering college. Yes, you feel that moment that you have got whatever dream combination in your dream college. That is how exactly it boosts up your energy. This is very important. Okay, so see, tiredness is there in the mind. I say, as students, we feel tired. Now, as professionals, frankly, we are working 14, 15 hours. We are not tired. Okay, so it's a thing. It's all about perception. And with this, I'll proceed further. Okay. When you come to exam etiquettes, okay, these are all the things which everybody says, but I just wanted to remind some of the points have been revised by MKR sir also. Carry admission ticket, blue or black ink ballpoint pen, not the gel pen. Don't think that gel pen looks very nice and take one black gel pen. No. Okay. So no gel pens. Wear proper mask and carry sanitizer and maintain social distance. This is in the atmosphere of this pandemic. It is very much important. So for this, you cannot go to the examination center half an hour early. It has to be at least 1.5 hour early to the examination center. 1.5 hour early. They'll allow you, and they'll be having thermal scanning, everything. So at least 1.5 hours early, you have to go to the examination center. You get in and then you mentally revise there, not worry. Okay. Be secured, maintain social distance, and see to it that you will not interact physically with anybody. Okay, fine. Enter name correctly as per board marks card or document. Sometimes in your hurry, you would miss out something. So there is something. So maybe Ramesh Gowda could be there, or some other name. So see to it that the order, everything is maintained as per the documents given in your mass card. If mass card is not any document for that matter, which is validated. Okay. Follow the instructions carefully given by the invigilator. Clear your doubts with the invigilator without any hesitation. Don't hesitate. So it is your question of a career. So you can raise your hand and you can always call the invigilator. They will be readily be there helping you for any moment. Shade only one circle corresponding to the correct answer. Okay, shading two circles, playing little smart, all those things make you lose marks. Shade only that circle corresponding to the correct answer. Now the question could be from your side, sir, which is the correct answer? That you should decide. Okay, so whatever you decide the correct answer, that is the one which you are going to Google it. Okay, don't carry any sort of electronic gadgets, tables. It may be class table, thinking that log is important. No, don't carry anything. Watch is also not allowed. Markers, erasers, don't take anything to the examination hall. Okay, even if it is taken, they will take it away. While coming, you will be in a hurry, or you may leave, or they may not give, whatever it could happen. Okay, don't take. Only hall ticket, ballpoint pen, and water bottle, mask, not take, wear. Okay, all this. So handle OMR sheet gently, carefully. Don't fold or mutilate or damage any part of it. Everything is important. Okay. Once marked, know way to erase or remove. Be very careful before marking. So think before you ink. That's what we say. No, here it is applicable very much. So think twice before shading the bubble in the OMR sheet. That is very important. Is that okay? So there can be a method. How do you take the question paper? Okay. So you start solving. We have told you also know many exams you have appeared. So easy examination, easy questions will be marked first. Moderate, difficult ones, which takes less than 1 minute, also will be answered at first stage. And very difficult one, lengthy one, which requires little, thinking and everything, will be kept at the end. They will be around 15 questions or 20 questions, max to max. So around 40 questions you will work, remaining 20 approximately will keep it for second stage of solving. So these 40 questions should be get over in less than 40 minutes. It should be, because they are all easy type, it should be somewhere completed by 25 to 30 minutes. Remaining 15 questions to 20 questions are tough ones. That is what requires time, and you have to reserve the times for solving those questions only. You should be very careful. Okay. So revisit the question paper again for solving those. Totally, there are 80 minutes. You will go now 1.5 hours early. They'll allow you. You will sit there. One bell, two bell, and when it is second bell, they'll give you paper. So seal will be there, paper seal, and the question paper. You should not open. Inside there will be a OMR sheet. Then you can slowly open the OMR sheet upon the instruction of invigilator. All those things will be told to you in the examination hall. It is very easy also. You have to fill in all the details required. I'll not give all those things details. You will be get confused now. It will be there. It is simple and it takes less than 10 minutes. And out of 80 minutes, 10 minutes is reserved for filling all those things. Then 70 minutes, another bell will be there. Then you have to open. Then start looking into the questions. So question number 1, let's say option B is correct. Mark it there in the question. It's your question paper. You can mark it. You can work it out on that. You should not exchange, that's all. Okay. And don't mark anything on the OMR sheet. You have done all those things. So let's say 40 questions are done. Again, you are going to revisit and look at the timing very carefully, very carefully. Okay. So last at least 10 or 8 minutes should be there, or 10 minutes at least, to mark the circles in against the question properly. So while doing so, you should be extremely careful. Sometimes in your hurry, sometimes you want to mark option B, then you will mark option D by confusion. Then you can't erase it. Think twice. Okay. So this has to be taken care very much. Okay. We'll take it further. And dear students, no pain, no gain. Okay. That doesn't mean that now you have to play and get hurt and pain is there and therefore no gain. That's not the thing. Work very much so that that pain will make you gain something. Okay. And time is everything. Time is health. Time is success. Time is everything. Right. So utilize it carefully and meaningfully. And the time stipulated is same for everybody. Some of you will be extremely successful. Some of you will be moderate. Some of you may not be also. So be very careful. So time is all about the success. Now, I wanted to tell you this much importantly, because marks distribution, I can even post it in the WhatsApp group also. Anyhow, I'll just roughly go through all this. Okay. See, so from past 5 years, if you analyze the marks of second year and first year topics, these are the marks. Okay. And there are chapters where one of the year 0 marks have been come. So in such cases, I have kept 1 mark and I have considered those chapters as least priority chapters. See, actually, we shouldn't do all these things, but students are asking for this, and we are somehow we are giving. Everything is important. We can't deny any concept, or we can't say that concept is not at all important. Don't study. So that's why I am just prioritizing. There is nothing not important. First priority, second priority, like that. Okay. So look at that second PUC. This solid state solutions, electrochemistry, chemical kinetics, surface chemistry, they're all physical chemistry chapters, except surface chemistry. Rest all are assured with 3 marks each. Surface chemistry 2 marks. It is minimum guarantee. Okay. And then inorganic chemistry, what we call general principles, that is metallurgy 2 marks. P block, D and F block coordination compounds will be 3 marks. Look at that. So P block, how exactly 3 marks? 15th group 1 mark, generally 16th group 1 mark, 17th, 18th group 1 mark. And that too, it is more likely that noble gas uses 1 mark. So first page, when you today you have to prepare the extract. So users should be written. So most often they give such kind of questions, right? Similarly, in coordination compound, you know what is important. Like you can go through previous year question paper also, that valence bond theory, nomenclature, isomerism, this kind of thing. Similarly, in haloalkanes, haloarenes being a big chapter, but often last 5 years they have given 2 marks in that. So relatively, alcohols, phenols, ethers, aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acids fetch you 3 marks each. And look at this organic compounds containing nitrogen, which is amines and diazonium salts, will be relatively smaller when compared to haloalkanes, haloarenes. Will still get you 2 marks. That's where exactly you have to be little smarter now. Biomolecules constantly 3 marks. Okay, carbohydrates 1 mark, proteins 1 mark, nucleic acid 1 mark. These are exact. Polymers being small chapter 2 marks, constantly given. And chemistry in everyday life is where sometimes 0 marks will be given. No question. So that's why it has to be like that. Going forward to the first year PUC chapters chemistry. Here some basic concepts of chemistry, structure of atom. Look at that. They are so big chapters, 1 mark each. Equilibrium is the only chapter which gets you 2 marks. Okay. So be aware. So equilibrium should be your order of priority, first priority. Coming to inorganic classification, that is periodic table 1 mark. and that too there is periodicity properties, these kind of things. Okay, so chemical bonding and molecular structure being very big chapter, 2 marks, and remaining redox reaction, hydrogen, S block, P block. S block constantly 1 mark is given, there is no miss. Okay, so this is and organic chemistry, some basic principles and technique, 2 mark, hydrocarbons 2 mark, minimum guarantee chapters, nomenclature 1 mark for sure. Again, in environmental chemistry may be given or may not be given. Okay, so looking at this, first PUC around 17 to 20 marks will come, respectively. Second PUC will be 43 to 40 marks. This is exactly correct. So next, based on the marks, so we can assign priorities of first year and second PUC topics. I'll just surf through. I'll post it in the group. You can go through. Okay. First, you take second PUC chapters, first priority chapters. You can see solid state solutions. All these things are first priority. 3 marks minimum. Solid state in a year they have given 4 marks. So average 3 marks for sure. So 10 marks, 10 chapters into 3, 30 marks, right? So second priority chapters will remain with these things. Is that okay? Fine. Next, go to the first PUC, first priority chapters, equilibrium, chemical bonding, organic chemistry, some basic principles and techniques, and hydrocarbons, 2 marks each, 4 chapters, 8 marks. 30 marks there, first priority in second PUC, 8 marks here, 38. Okay, so you are going to the important mark. Beyond 45 is definitely considerably good mark. Beyond 50 is fantastic. Okay, so first PU, second priority chapters. So these are second priority chapters, some basic principles. There, especially concentration methods, empirical formula. This is where exactly 1 mark will appear. Classification of elements, it's easy. You can just go glance through. So S block, you can look at the properties and preparation of compounds. P block, particularly 14th group, first you finish off and then go to the 13th group. Okay, right. And this is third priority chapters are also there in first year PUC. So look at that, such big chapters, states of matter, thermodynamics, redox reactions, hydrogen, and environmental chemistry. These are all, keep it for third priority. I am not telling you no priority. It is priority. It is preferred chapters. Third priority chapter. Is that okay? So this is how exactly you have to go. And see to it that first priority is completed, second priority is completed from both the years. That can itself fetch you somewhere 50 plus marks. Okay. And this is the time where you have to be very much cautious. Every second makes a difference. Is that okay? So wish you all the very best. I'll conclude for my talk. Okay. So thank you very much. Sir, Sandeep sir?
Yeah, thank you, Raghavan sir.
Yes.
It was a very well presented scenario for chemistry. Hope the students will benefit out of it.
Yes.
I would now request Dr. Srihari Torgal to give tips regarding mathematics. And I also have a request to speakers from now. Let us stick to the time and finish this early, because these minutes are golden minutes for our students. I'm sure all of us will keep this in mind. Now, sorry, Srihari Torgal sir.
No issues, sir.
I know you would like to take a lot of time.
ಇಲ್ಲ,
Even
ಇಲ್ಲ.
students would want to hear more from you. I know that, but still, due to the time constraint, let us keep it within the time limit, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನಾನೇನು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ತುಂಬಾ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಇರುವಂತ ವಿಷಯಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತು ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆನೂ ಸಹಿತ 1 hour ಮಾತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. It is mind-blowing. MKR sir PPT was very nice. ತುಂಬಾ ನನಗೆ ನಾನೇ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ, ಇನ್ನೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು. ಸೊ ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗಿರ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. ಎಸ್, ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವತ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಈಸಿ ಅನ್ಸೋದು, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂತ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಯಾವುದು ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಯಾವತ್ತು ಈ ಫಸ್ಟ್ 40 minutes ಏನಿದೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟು. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಬೂಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 20 minutes ಉಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿರುವಂತ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ನಾನು ಇವತ್ತಿಂದು ನೋಡಿದೆ, ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಈಸ್ 37. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ನೈಸ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ. ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ಬಟ್ ನಾನೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಒಂದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಯರ್ ವೈಸ್ ನಾನು ಏನು ಟಾಪಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಇಯರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟೆಷ್ಟು ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಬಟ್ ಅದನ್ನೇ ನೀವು ಫೈನಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ 1 or 2 ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ನೀವೊಂದು ತನಕ ಆ ವೇಟೇಜ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಉಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ಸೊ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀರಾ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಈ ತರ ಹತ್ತತ್ರ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಅನ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಪಕ್ಕ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ತುಂಬಾ ಈಸಿ ಆಗಿರೋದು, ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕಲ್ ರೀಸನಿಂಗ್, ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕಲ್ ಇಂಡಕ್ಷನ್, ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್, ಈ ತರದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ ಈಗ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ನಿಮ್ ತಲೆಲೇ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ನಾನು ಇಷ್ಟು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಾನು ತುಂಬಾ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ. ಅದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ತುಂಬಾ ಫ್ರೂಟ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂತ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಆ ತರ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ರಿವೈಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಿ. ನನ್ನ ಸಿನ್ಸಿಯರ್ ಸಜೆಷನ್ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ, NCERT ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಬರ್ಸಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸರಿ ರಿವೈಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇಯರ್ ಎರಡನ್ನು ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸರಿ ರಿವೈಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಮೋಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ನೀವೇ ನಿಮ್ ಕೈಯಾರ ಬರ್ದಿರೋದಲ್ವಾ, ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಅದರ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಬೇಗ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ ತಲೆ ಬೇಗ ಉಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಈ ಕೊನೆ 3 days ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. ತೀರಾ ಅನ್ಫೆಮಿಲಿಯರ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡಿ, ನಾನೇನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅದಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿದ ಕೂಡ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ ಏನು ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಪ್ರಾಬಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಒಂದು ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು, ಗೊತ್ತಾಗದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ತು, ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು ಟಾಪರ್, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಅವನೊಂದು 170 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ತೆಗೆದಿದ್ರೆ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ 180, ಅವನು ಸಹಿತ ಅದೇ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಅದೇ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಆನ್ ಆಗದೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಟಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನನ್ನ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಇಷ್ಟೇನೆ. ನಾನೀಗ ಆನಂದ್ ಸರ್ನ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಓವರ್ ಟು ಆನಂದ್ ಸರ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Thank you, Srihari sir. Srihari
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Dear students, we have Anand sir to speak about biology or give a biology perspective. But before that, Marvin sir is very anxious to address you all for just a couple of minutes. So he's very eager to address you all. So I would now request Marvin sir to unmute your audio.
Yes,
And talk to your students. Yes sir.
yes. So good evening, everyone. I think I am much more enthusiastic, like how Srihari Torgul said, after hearing to such the expertise from the people like Raghavan sir and also Raghavendra sir. So students, all that I would like to say is best of luck. You were definitely under the guidance of probably the best in the state and probably also the country. So you can carry that confidence with you when you go to the examination hall. And I'm very sure that whatever we have time that we spend with you is really going to help you to answer these questions with much more confidence. Just to add one more small thing, students, I understand that you've probably been homebound for a very long time for now. And it is very normal to also become claustrophobic. It's the idea of seeing large crowds for all of a sudden. So please don't panic. Please don't think of any other things. Just focus on what you need to do for the next few hours that you will be spending in the place, and keep as much minimum contact as possible. Don't get too emotional with your friends that you need to hug them and all those things. Don't invite trouble. Just focus on what needs to be done. Express yourselves. Let it be a celebration, like how all others told. Let it be a celebration. Let it be an expression of all that you could, and prioritize these 3 days, which are very, very crucial for your test students. So with that note, I wish all the very best. And also special thanks to Prajwal sir, who was the backbone of us organizing things at the background. I really thank him. And also special thanks to all the directors of JES for this wonderful opportunity I got to interact with you, students. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Marvin sir. Sir, before Anand sir logs in, he had a trouble logging in. I have a request for students. A couple of weeks back, we had shared a Google form asking you for your CET registration numbers. This will be a great help for us because this is our beginning year. So this is the first result that we will be, be part of. Therefore, request you to share your CET registration numbers. It will also, let us know how our students have performed, and it will also help us in course correction. Like, how better we could have made the course, and various other inputs. Okay, so I will be posting that Google form again. So if you have not done it so far, please fill in the Google form. You just have to give your CET registration numbers. So hope you'll take that much of trouble in
I
doing
just
so.
want to add one, sir, to this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Maybe we can actually also allow the WhatsApp in the WhatsApp group for the student participants, basically students, to share their comments about the program and also the registration number. If they feel that it's quicker way of doing it, okay, then we can always take that information from the WhatsApp itself, because WhatsApp may be easier for them. Just type your number, and then also please write your comments. Okay, give your feedback. Your feedback is going to be testimonial for us. So please spend 1 or 2 minutes to give your feedback about the whole program. It would really be helpful.
Thank you, sir. I think Mahesh sir, I saw Mahesh sir also logging in. Is Mahesh sir here? If you also can speak a few words to the students. Torgal sir, Mahesh sir ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರಾ? Can you just confirm once?
ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇದು ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಸಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬಟ್ ಅವ್ರ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಹೋದ್ರು.
Okay, fine. Right. So dear students, I think there is some technical issue for Anand sir to log in. We'll just wait for a couple of minutes. Then we'll decide what to do further. And as Raghavan sir was telling you about exam etiquettes, please do take it very, very seriously, and see to it that on the day of the exam you reach the venue 1.5 hours before. And please, I am repeating this again, I've told this in the class also, don't keep the marking of the bubbles at the end. That will be a disaster. You'll be calling for a disaster. Don't keep marking of the bubbles till the end, because last 5 or 10 minutes, if you keep it for that, in a hurry, you'll mark the wrong bubble for a wrong question. So please don't do that. After one round, for at least questions which you are sure of, you can mark the questions or mark the bubbles as and when you solve it. There was one more question regarding what is the importance for board exam for CET. As of now, for CET ranking, board exam marks will be considered 50% weightage. 50% weightage for your board exam and 50% weightage for CET. And I keep telling this to students, remember, 1 mark in CET is more precious than 1 mark in your board exam. It's not the same value. 1 mark in your CET is definitely more precious than 1 mark in your board exam. 2 students who scored 300 out of 300 PCM, okay, but one had scored 164 out of 180, the other student had scored 134 out of 180, and the difference in rank was almost 1500. So 1 mark in CET therefore is more valuable than 1 mark in board exam. And please don't thinking about your board exams. It's done and over. What has happened, you can't do much about it. You only can improve your prospects now. Okay. Let me just see if Anand sir has joined in. Otherwise, we will probably conclude it, and maybe.
And Sandeep sir.
Yes, sir.
I think if anybody students are interested to speak few words.
Sure. Yes, dear, yeah, that's a good suggestion. Dear students, if any one of you would like to share your experience, you can just use the raise hand option. If you use the raise hand option, I can accordingly allow you to speak. And I think we have around 2 or 3 participants we can allow to speak.
Yes, Samahita parent, I think he's on.
Huh.
Yes, Samahita, you can go ahead.
Hello.
Sir, unmute yourself.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, Srikanth, sir. Go ahead.
Well,
Yes, sir.
actually, the last 3 months I just follow your procedure and way of classes. It's really a beautiful thing. Hello.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Carry.
So, ನಿಜ ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಡೌಟ್ ಇತ್ತು ಬಟ್ ದೀಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ get from you side, sir, Srihari Torgal. I am really grateful to you. Without you, we can't reach this group easily.
Thank you, sir.
I think Nilesh wants to speak something. Nilesh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thanks to everyone who taught us. ಇದು ಸರ್ ನೀವುಗಳು ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಿ ನಮ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಸಡನ್ ಆಗಿ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದಂದ್ರೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ವಿಷಯ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ವಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅದಕ್ಕಂತಾನೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅದಕ್ಕಂತ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಯಾಡ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಸಕ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿದೀರಾ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದೇನಂದ್ರೆ ಐ ಪರ್ಸನಲಿ ಡಿಂಟ್ feel like missing offline classes, like classroom classes ಅನ್ಸ್ಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ we were ಎಲ್ಲಾರು ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾರು ಮಾತಾಡಕ್ ಬಿಡ್ತಿದ್ರಿ ಸರ್. ಸೊ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಸರ್.
Thanks, Nilesh.
Yes. Thank you, Nilesh, for your kind words. Any other student who would like to speak? I am not able to find out whether Anand sir is logged in. Anand sir, if you have come in, can you please confirm once?
Sir, I'm there.
Yeah. Thank you. So now over to Anand sir. He will address you for just 5 minutes, and he'll give you his perspective of how to deal with biology questions. Of course, biology is not important for engineering, but those of you who are interested to take up farm science courses, B Pharma courses, biology is definitely an important subject. So over to Anand sir for his perspective on biology.
Good evening, everyone. As far as biology is concerned, I know majority of the students wouldn't take up biology as a serious subject in CET, but for getting into farm sciences, that is especially with veterinary, agriculture, and a few other courses. So CET is a very important aspect. I mean, thousands of students get into farm sciences every year. So as far as the syllabus is concerned, it is not a very tough paper as compared to any other biology competitive exam is there compared to NEET or anything. So here, out of 60 questions, I'm quite sure majority of the students would be faring really well in 40 questions. Why? Almost 40 questions are from the second year syllabus. So second year ka syllabus, whatever is there, they would be really good. Why? Because the exams have just been completed and they're fresh with knowledge. The whole difficulty comes up with the first year syllabus. Nearly around 20 questions are from the first year syllabus, and questions majority from plant physiology and animal physiology. So which student would have not emphasized much? So I personally think that all the students in the end of their preparation should look at the first year physiology, that is plant physiology and animal physiology part, and should prepare for it really well. Why? Because they would have studied it in the first year, and the chances of them forgetting many of the concepts from first year is quite evident. So please make sure that all of you emphasize on first year. The second year part is all revision. So revise through it because you're fresh out of second PO and you've written your theory paper. So you'll be remembering 90% of 99% of the concepts. Whereas the first year is the difficult part. Why? As I see many students, they'll say, where did you score out of 60? So out of 60, they would have got at least 35, 40 questions right very easily. That's a very easy part. The rest 20, 25 questions is where majority of the students are not able to perform well. So please make sure that your skills with first year physiology topics are really good. So if you're done with it, I mean, anywhere making around 60, 65, 50, 55 questions out of 60 would be very easy. So especially plant physiology and animal physiology, I emphasize that you have to study well. And please make sure that you spend a lot of time with revision rather than going through the whole theory syllabus again, reading it. So just revise, just go through important points, the examples especially. So looking at strategies and enhancement, there are a lot of names in biology. There are at least
Anand sir,
50
if
names.
possible, can you please switch on your video?
Sure, sir. Sir. Yeah. So you have around 30 to 40 names that comes up with scientists. So remember those scientists really well. At least one question would be asked about a scientist, and at least one question will be on a particular species name. So let it be with strategies in enhancement or in morphology of flowering plants. So these scientific names are very important, and please don't move out of the NCERT syllabus. What is there in NCERT syllabus is more than enough. So not even a single question comes out of the NCERT syllabus. Make sure that you confine yourself with the NCERT syllabus, and I think that would be more than enough for preparation for biology. And quite a few students were really good. I mean, they just didn't miss even a single question. Every other question asked, they used to reply. So I was very happy with the students also. So I wish you all the best, students. Do well. Thank you, sir. Thank you, students.
Thank you, Anand, for sharing the biology perspective. And I'm sure students who are thinking of joining these farm science courses would be benefited from this. Now we have come to the end of it. We have taken precious 90 minutes. And these 90 minutes will definitely do a lot of good and will enhance your preparation. Now I would request Dr. Srihari Torgal to present the vote of thanks.
Yes, sir. Yeah. ಅಂತ್ಯೋದಯ ಇದು ಕೊನೆಯದಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು. Thanks to Sandeep sir with a warm welcome, and also Raghavendra sir for his very nice conduct of PPT and as well as discussion on physics. ಹಾಗೆ ರಾಘವನ್ ಸರ್ಗೂ ಸಹಿತ ತುಂಬಾ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ವೆಲ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಈ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಆನಂದ್ ಸರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ MSD sir. And also for the parents, if anyone wants to speak, you can raise your hand and I'll allow you to speak. ಧ್ಯಾನಧಾರ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಈ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಬಯಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. Anyone want to speak, you can raise your hand. I'll allow you to speak. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, is there any student who would like to speak, or else we will? You can use the raise hand option, or you can directly unmute your audio. You can talk.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good. Probably your mind is more preoccupied with CET 2020 than anything else. Fine. So, dear students, yes, we bring this session to an end. So hope you'll take inputs from this session and give your best in the examination. Remember, beyond all this, life is the biggest exam. Exams, you'll face a lot of exams in future also. Life is the biggest exam, and don't make this exam larger than life. That's the last advice we would like to give you. And the last thing that you should that should do is lose confidence. Only think about what you know now rather than what you don't know and keep panicking. Okay. So, dear students, from all my dear colleagues from Dhanadhara, wish you all the best and hope that you'll get the best of the best ranks and make your teachers and parents proud. Thank you. So we all would sign off now. Thanks a lot. All the very best.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks
Thank
a
you,
lot,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
All the best. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
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 Sir, all the best for your upcoming programs too, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot.
Thank
Thanks a
you,
lot.
sir.
Thank
All
you,
the
sir.
And please keep in touch. Now we often keep telling, Dhanadhara connection is the connection for life. So let this not end with just the exam. Even after the exam, you can be in contact with us, and we would also need you. Okay.
ಹೃದಯಪೂರ್ವಕ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸರ್.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All the best for your next summer classes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Prajwal, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot, sir.
ಸಂದೀಪ್ ಸರ್
ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ ಸರ್?
ಅದೇ
ಮಾಡಿ
ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ?
ಪ್ರಜ್ವಲ್, ಎಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡಿ.